Clan versus Team Liquid.
The European All-Stars, FaZe versus Team Liquid.
We get into it, quarterfinal number 3. We've already got 2 semifinalists figured out. We're about to get a third. Liquid went 3-0 in groups, but they go up against a team that has been in every final since adding Nico.
Absolutely, this is going to be one hell of a game. We've got 2 of the most skilled players in the entire tournament on the server right now. Elige versus Nico. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be high pressure Counter-Strike coming in as well. I'm excited. I do think FaZe have the upper hand, especially in the map pool right now. I think Overpass is a lock-in for them. Train is where it gets interesting though. If Liquid could show up there, maybe we do have a 3-map series on our hands.
I think a 3-mapper could be very likely. Overpass picked up to start it off could be actually the key for Liquid, because FaZe haven't looked unbeatable on Train as we have seen in the past. Optic obviously beat them on it. That was a bit of a surprise.
Then you got 4 rounds in their CT half.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty bad. Some horrible decisions being made mid-round. They seemed like they're a little bit discombobulated as a unit. But like I said, on Inferno against North, they seemed like a revitalized team. They seemed like they actually brought it back to what we're used to seeing in these big stages of the tournament. That was much better. So I'm hoping that's the FaZe it turns up today. It's always exciting when they're playing their absolute best. They look like they're an unstoppable machine. But Liquid, as we've said, I think the addition of Twist as well, I think he looks fantastic. We used to talk about the partnership of Nitro and Elige. I think it's more Twist and Elige now. I think he is one of the kind of talisman of the team so far, and hopefully he can step up here as well. A very skilled individual, only 17 years of age, Matt. It's kind of nuts to be performing at that level at such a young age.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable to be performing so well at such a young age. The stars of the future, we're into a new generation of Counter-Strike. Phones are being passed in. And players will be readied any second. JDM always sitting on the end with the same bandana that Moses was spotted wearing about a week ago at the the major qualifier.
That's right. It's a Lounge Nation bandana as well. Like it's the Dome 1. It's pretty cool.
Interesting. Interesting as well with the hat rule. Does the bandana still qualify?
I think at some point it does count as headgear. I think that's the rule.
It does keep.
I think he will take it off. He keeps it on as long as possible.
I was going to say it does lift the headphones a bit. So yeah, I'd imagine he would take it off before they go on. They also Nitro wearing the Shure in-ears, which are very, very noise canceling on their own. So there'll be no sound going through to him. But that said, you're right. We are into a new generation of Counter-Strike. Very young players getting onto these stages these days, compared to even 3-4 years ago when we first jumped into CSGO.
It's great. We've mentioned Twist as well. Then you've got to think about Rops from Mouse Sports. That his names that on 2 years ago were non-existent, right? They were only like 16 years old, and now they're coming to deep in tournaments. It's actually really exciting to see this new wave of Counter-Strike players coming through. Like for someone like me who's been playing for the last 15 years, to have like new names coming through is always really exciting, right? The new generation players that are pure CSGO players as well. Never played any other iteration, not 1.6 or Source, and it kind of lends itself to them, I think. Like, I don't have any bad habits from previous games, and it's really cool to see that come through. So, Matt, one thing I wanted to discuss in this as well. Alu, for me, he hasn't looked amazing. One of the AWPers, of course, going up against JDM. That's always an interesting battle. I think Alu is one of the more intelligent AWPers we have, like especially on maps like Inferno as well. Super aggressive, calculated aggression, I call it. But JDM's been playing very well recently. Everyone's been saying he's looked more assertive and actually opening up the map a lot for his team.
That was an issue that on CLG, JDM certainly had, and he was a little more free on that team even than he was in the early stages of Liquid when Hiko was still around, when obviously they had in-game leading issues for a period of time and no one really wanted to take over that role. And it seems now either Stanislaw has let him run free or is still maybe whispering in his ear, but giving him the right direction, understanding how to utilize his skill sets, because they always have needed an assertive op on this team. They've got great entry potential in Elige and Nitro on the T side. Fugly was someone who used to bring a really efficient CT player to them, and that's kind of something that's gone away from them in some respects. So Twist coming back in has filled that void, but the CT side, therefore, if you don't have that anchor, has to have a CT-sided op that is very proficient.
We can mention the in-game leaders as well. Let's talk about the kind of performance we've had from Stanislaw. Brought in to be the leader of this team, and he's actually the highest rated player in the entire tournament, Matt. That's something we don't really often say about in-game leaders. There's obviously this kind of, I guess, stigma attached around them. If you're really the in-game leader, you can't be a high fragger. It kind of limits your play. I've never agreed with it. I think that's more of a kind of, I'm not sure, like a rumor almost, like to say like, oh, that has to be the case. I don't think so at all. I think if you can't handle being an in-game leader and frag at the same time, I think that's a bit of an issue and you shouldn't be in that role. But Stanislaw's stepping up and looking tremendous, I have to say.
I think it's a balance, right? So if you are not going to be able to frag, you have to be the most clever in-game leader in the world and have the absolute best coming out from the other 4. If you're an in-game leader that's not that clever, that's not that dynamic, and you bring some structure to the team, but you aren't doing anything so creative that catches off the opposition, well, then you have to have some fragging. It's a balance. I could see the best in-game leader in the world not fragging and maybe getting away with it, but that's it. That's the exception. Anyone else needs to be able to do their own job. It's a 5-man team for a reason.
Looks like we're almost ready to get into it. Obviously, you have their team huddles beginning. FaZe looking to prove themselves after coming through to the playoffs in the 5th round as well. They're one of the absolute favorites in this tournament. Up and down, 2 big losses there, especially the one against Optic. That sticks out tremendously, considering Optic are a team that didn't make it past the major qualifier. Looked much better this tournament as well, much more confident, I would say. But FaZe, they've been so sketchy throughout the tournament. And I hope they can see the best team come forward today. But Liquid certainly put up a good fight here. And I'm having a look. It looks like we'll be starting on the CT side for Liquid, FaZe on the T side. I certainly favour them on this map. Spirits seem high, the smiles are out, and we'll see how this one undergoes. You can see Robin behind them as well. Of course, Zeus. A recent addition, I would say, to Liquid. It's been a few months now, but still working with the team. We've had a few tournaments under their belt now. He seemed very stressed out the major qualifier, I have to say.
Yes, absolutely seems stressed out. I think after the loss against Flipside, it was the last match of the entire event, so we were walking outside ourselves, and he was bolting out the door.
Yeah.
Into what was actually bolts outside. It was the most dramatic thunder and lightning in a while.
I think it's one of those things that he wants to have more input with the team. He wants to be calling for them and helping out as much as he can. I think he was even saying to me, like, the fact is, if he had more input to have instead of just 4 timeouts, he would actually be able to tell them what's going wrong and kind of fix the mistakes when he has a timeout available. And they seem to win. Frustration. And I think it's a bit of frustration. Still a very experienced coach, of course. Still a very experienced coach, of course, was previous part of Luminosity guys. And that's Luminosity guys. And those results speak for themselves, I think. Those results speak for themselves, I think. And that's why he was brought in for this team.
So any second, we'll be underway. It seems as everyone's ready. Our traditional ESL 1 trophy. ESL 1 trophy. A number of those handed out over the years.
Such a cool venue. Amazing tournament. Venue. So much history here. This is my 3rd one now. So much history here. This is my 3rd one now. Absolute favourites on the calendar. Absolute favourites on the calendar. Hopefully we can have the crowd riled up as well. Blow the roof off as well. Blow the roof off perhaps.
Figuratively, of course. Figuratively, of course.
Yes. That wouldn't really work. That wouldn't really work.
Well, JDM is the last in which we are waiting for. I've been told.
Probably taking the bandana off.
That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Definitely taking the bandana off. Definitely taking the bandana off. To do it precise way. Precise.
Yeah. Well, the guys on the desk were discussing. On the CT side, calculated aggression. Need to get in their faces. Will be Liquid starting the CT side. Will be Liquid starting the CT side. I think they need to get in their FaZe too much. They need to get in there, battling them, and start battling them from them, especially the man who's come from them. JDM needs to step up here. JDM needs to step up here. Needs to go towards middle, change position every single round. Change position every single round. That's what we need from the top was an overpass. That's how they carry the games. We'll see if that comes through. FaZe have full control of the map, then that's going to be a massive control of the map, then that's probably get stomped here. But they'll probably get stomped here. But the good Liquid seems so far the 3-0. We've seen so far the 3-0 going 3-0. It could be frustrating going 3-0. Coming against top 3 team, the world's best teams, top 3 team. That's the way it happens sometimes, and that's the way it happens sometimes. You're going to have to beat them anyway to win the tournament. You're going to have to beat them anyway to win the tournament. Might as well get out the way now, you know. Might as well get out the way now, you know.
Well. We'll see if they can. Again, I think FaZe will be an awoken beast at this point in time. We've seen championship teams before, championship teams before when they were in their Fnatic as well, when they were in their dominant stages, struggling group stages, and rise to the occasion. Traditionally as well, we've seen very, very good North American stages that have fallen flat, top 8 formats. So definitely both things are possible. Kerrigan, I know, has looked very frustrated. But there we go. The battle horn, I believe that is. Is that what we're calling it?
We're going to call it that. Absolutely. We're going to call it that. Ladies and gentlemen, the third quarterfinal of the day. Team Liquid versus FaZe. Team Liquid versus FaZe. The map is overpass. Make some noise as we get into the pistol. It's going to be FaZe with 4 sets of armor here. Smoke and flashbangs for Kerrigan and Liquid. 1 kit available for Standard Store here. And we'll have a look at the initial setups and see whether Alish can open things up. He looks like he will go aggressive here. This could be a straight-up B rush. We do have players towards short and Monster Tunnel. Twist waiting for them towards that short area, though. And the boost is there for the CT side, but Kerrigan goes down first. Twist opening things up. A Rain, quick response.
Quick response indeed. Alu's already in through Monster. They're going to continue to push onto the B site. Nico as well is waiting for rotations in the lower tunnels, so he should catch off Alish. At least spot him and give Rain the information so Rain can take battle and take him down. That gives Alu more space in the site to work with Rain and Keo. to get the bomb down as they put all efforts back into that direction. JDM forced back to where the jungler is going to try and get a shot from long. Does manage to hit Nico, but last alive, no kit to work with. 1 versus 3, 3 kills already for Rain alone. JDM's going to have to hit pretty much every shot instantly if he wants any chance at getting to the defuse. Kiyoshima's had enough of that. FaZe will pick up round 1. Pistol round T side, good start.
Yeah, FaZe looking quite strong there. Assertive stuff at the very start. 2 players towards Monster Tunnel, 3 towards Shore. A boost from Team Liquid there. Couldn't find more than 1 frag there. Rain getting a quick response, getting 3 in total. Once the bomb was down at B, frags all over the place. And Liquid couldn't really do much about it. JDM left in the 3 versus 1. Opportunity to land the headshots, couldn't find the target. So they will be force buying here in the second round. CZs, Deagles, armor as well. Head armor at that. So they're spending a lot of money with 3 players towards long, looking for these frags.
And a force buy with an elected smoke from Twist. JDM stays off the armor. Obviously, they go to the AWP, but they elect not to bring out a kit, which sometimes you'll see to go with the force buy in case things get awkward. We've seen that lots.
There's a reason why Liquid stack towards long. That's the most common area to go as FaZe on these anti-ecos. You've got the rifles here. When you use that range to your advantage, so Liquid are anticipating that. Look where they are, right by the rocks as well. Hoping the flashbang comes over, they could overwhelm any Liquid players, or FaZe players I should say, and then hopefully find that first frag, push them back. But for now, FaZe aren't actually heading towards long at all. They're still in their default. They're remaining, is trying to find that first pick, get any sort of information they can. Kiyashima watching towards Monster for anyone pushing that area of the map. They're going towards Connected though. Carrigan's still in the playground with the bomb. So CTs will hold up for now. They haven't really been given much to work with whatsoever. Hoping these CZs can deliver. Carrigan needs to be very careful. He has got the bomb. If he goes on that corner, he's dead.
Yeah, very, very careful indeed. Instead, though, they push through bathrooms and wrap back around. So they have found Stanislaw, who is waiting behind the tree. They'll spot out JDM, who thinks, okay, if they've gone that way, maybe I can do the same in reverse, and pushes out to the fountain. They know Elise is the last alive in the same position. It's all been sorted. It's all been dealt with. No kills yet for Liquid.
Yeah, this is very good stuff there from FaZe. Slow defaults, what we like, Matt. We don't want to see any rushes. We don't want to see 5-man pack run into a potential crossfire. Spread out, get control of the map towards middle, bathrooms as well, checking long. Everything was calculated there, and you can see they take a bit of damage, but 1 player will drop. That's Alu, but the bomb should be planted quite safely. They know where 1 CT player is now. Nitro could cause a bit of damage with that gap in the smoke. Probably won't win the round, but he can keep FaZe modest at least. Trying to find the head there on the bomb side, but that's 1. Okay, now it gets interesting. 3 on 2 now.
Nitro. Peek out, can't do it, Rain. It's the shot instead. So 2 kills after the bomb goes down makes this a lot more expensive than it originally looked. So decent work from Nitro and Twist. Twist will try and do a little bit more, add to that total by Nico being on 8 and Rain being on 43. There is a slight chance he could, but he'll give that up. He wants to keep the armor. So concedes the round. 2 kills, fair enough. Alu being one of them, though. Keep in mind, he had a MAC-10 and got 2 kills with it, so he's already building toward his AWP.
He's fine. It's paid off the debt for his MAC-10, right? So he's absolutely fine with that. It's going to be a full eco next round for Liquid. So FaZe looking in a pretty decent position here. They will have, of course, money to balance things out, get the AKs out potentially. Alu might take a pistol here and get the AWP in the next round. That would make sense. He's actually thrown over the MAC-10 from the previous. So 4 AKs. Cheeky Glil there as well, beg your pardon. And Alu trying a chance to find some more frags here with the MAC-10. $600 per kill with that weapon. So Twist, he saves his CZ and head armor, but in terms of what the plan is for Liquid here, I think they're going for a B stack. And that's why I always say, do not rush B on the T side of these anti-ecos. You could run into that and find yourself in a very difficult position. That's why you do this sort of play. Carrigan, very experienced in-game leader, not going to be making those sort of mistakes. He's still from the lower tier kind of guys who sort of made the qualifier throughout the week. Like, you knew how stressed I was getting out just watching that, right? So it's better just to play like a default. Give yourself the highest percentage chance of winning these rounds. Sure, the pistols are amazing in CSGO and they can be overwhelming sometimes, a few unlucky deagle shots, but you need to do everything you can to make sure refracts are there. Use your utility. Don't worry about the money in that sense. The round going in your favor is much more important than saving a few $100s.
Kia, the one on the SMG, not yet pushing in toward the B site. He can afford to do so. Or, excuse me, Alu on the SMG.
Yes.
Excuse me, not Kyoshima, but he can afford to do so. He can still go in and try and find this stack, and they should send him, so they're going to send him now. That's
fine. They can throw him in. He's only got the MAC-10, right? So he'll probably get 1 kill, then go down and call 4 players in there. Go to the other side. They can beat the CTs back towards A, so that's not a problem. So let's see if Alu does investigate. Smoke's coming in here, and indeed he does go first. He should find a kill here against unarmored opponents. That MAC-10 does a lot of damage.
He's got an AK slipping in from Monster. He's drawn the attention. If they can get the AK in a better line, Kiyashima could find the headshot. Bomb is still over toward B. 32 seconds, but the fact that Nico's so close to A and has not spotted anyone
Yeah, that's the call at this point.
Exactly. So whether you get information where the stack is or where it isn't, it's equal in that sense. The problem is that with no one else to go in to contest the stack, it's utility to slow it down, but they can still get a rotation. So Nico will get up close to the wall behind the truck to make sure that they don't push through the choke points and try and deny a bomb plant, do anything sneaky beaky.
Yeah.
PZ.
Liquid squeeze it.
Well, Nico does hold off the angle. Another kill for Alu as well on the MAC-10. So again, building the bank. Liege, Nico, Stanislaw, and Twist. Perhaps for the second straight round. He's going to save the armor, and is he even going to try and go for a cheeky knife?
It's about as good as it's going to get for him right now.
That would be amazing. I think he's actually considering it. He's been found. He was definitely considering it if someone jumped out that balcony to give him a slash in the back.
So, Liquid now, this is a really rough situation, right? They force bought pretty much full into that second round. That's always a bit of a risk, because it means you go into this first gun round now, especially if you have Galils and MAC-10s going into this first gun round, you have no head armor. I think Alu upgrades his MAC-10, so they're fine in that respect, but I guess it means that Galil's a little bit more powerful. If they had SMGs, that would be a huge deal, but no incendiaries, no kits, that's more of an issue than the head armor. JDM knows he has to work quite hard for this round. He's going to be in the bathrooms, not hyper-aggressive at the very start. Another default here, nothing off the bat in terms of strategy from the FaZe side. You can see JDM moving around now towards long. Smoke's deployed though from the FaZe side. This is much faster than anticipated. I thought they'd be holding up for about 45 seconds, but decent control coming in here. Rain hunting for this first frag. Firing speculative shots there through the smoke. Nico as well, by the party position. JDM wants to get up close and personal. Can he make this work?
JDM waiting to see if the angle can be covered off. A late smoke, he'll cross it, go back toward the A site. Alu with the AK is going to spray inside of the front smoke if anyone's boosting or waiting on the other side. They'll be found by it, but all things as they were, straightforward and normal.
It looks like they'll be setting up for some sort of execution here. 3 players on the B side of the map as well. Nico's along, but Carrigan, more importantly, he's got the bomb in towards middle. 50 seconds remaining, so they could throw Nico up towards long, try and find a frag and show presence towards A, or Carrigan goes joins his teammates towards B. But Carrigan now in the bathroom seems to be very careful. His teammates rotate and JDM misses the first shot. No damage inflicted just yet. JDM goes down to 34 HP. Liege, one of the star players, finds the first frag of this gun round.
JDM gets rain. Good shot, Alu. Take back Liege. JDM so close to them, and yet still makes it work on the AWP. That'll drop the bomb as Nico gets him back, but this is going to buy space for Liquid. On the first gun round, they've got the man and make that double the advantage in a 3-1 versus Keo. He's going to try and grab the bomb and make what he can of it, but 9 seconds, not even worth it. Just get away. Bombs in the open, no chance, so he's gone with the AK.
A little bit of a disappointing round there from FaZe. Just trying to play a contact mentality towards the A bomb site. They had decent map control as well. Could have gone for the full execution. Still had a few nades left over, but got caught. Once the first frag came in for Elise as well, you can see everyone going in for the refrag. A nice work from JDM. We know he likes it at close range, and that's a great shot to find Alu as well. He did not have the AWP on the other side, so the next round is where the fun really begins. That's what we call it the bonus round. You're taking over your previous weaponry. Sure, it was only a Galil, but now you're going to have the AWP for FaZe and a real chance now to reset Liquid. Luckily for the American guys, they did manage to keep 3 players alive, so it won't be a dramatic reset. There's still one they'll want to avoid. First round here, now Liege. He pushes up with a smoke towards the top of T steps, and look at JDM. They're looking for that first pick, actively hunting for it as well. Shima knows that could be a possibility. Tucked himself in the corner there, a monster tunnel. Nitro and JDM though, full control of short. That's a great setup for them. A lot of intel being gathered. Twist just tentatively watches towards that monster position for JDM. He knows he needs to step up in this game. He needs to go toe-to-toe with Alu. He's currently in the connector position, trying to hunt out his first enemy.
AWP.
Here we go.
It's going to go aggressive. Try and spot down the underpass position. Oh, watch, because if he double scopes and looks left, he won't be able to see the right. So Rain would have been able to find a peek and get the shot. Kerrigan and Alu, meanwhile, with bomb heading over toward the A side. Front bathrooms for now. No push to long. Park sign boost in play. Looks like a Liege, if I'm not mistaken, is the one above. Yes, it is. Stanislaw stands beneath.
This can be a very powerful position. Good for one frag, dropping down. You're normally quite safe with that one. Throw it in every couple of rounds. Can mix things up. JDM, though, fantastic spot for him as well. So much gathered, and surely nails his first shot. There it is. Calculated. Takes down Alu, can fall back now. Deploys the utility. Time ticking away. 20 seconds now. They've lost yet another frag. FaZe not looking as confident in terms of the strategy as I would have thought.
Ooh, Nico finds a leash. Not looking confident at all, and yet they pushed him off the park side. Take him down. It's Stan that therefore has to go missing behind the smoke, but as it dissolves, it's the right time. Bomb denied. He's got potential for more as well. Sprays down Nico, who's low, and gets the headshot on Rain. No bomb planted. Well done from Stanislaw.
Yeah, we've got a game on our hands here. I thought FaZe were going to run away with this one, but Liquid, they look like they've got the game plan. They're sticking to it as well. Pushing off towards short of the start, getting so much intel, pushing towards that connector position. JDM rotates back in as well, finds the first pick, and then Stanislaw is letting the time tick away, forcing him to go for a plan about checking those key positions. They all focus towards middle. The execution wasn't really there. FaZe looking a little bit overwhelmed at times as well. Stanislaw comes and finds 3 great kills, but very easy ones. They couldn't even look towards long. They had to try and plant the bombs, so they're missing a player every time he faced. And he runs away with the round. Money broken for FaZe now. P250s, deagles, no armor, no nades. Can be very dangerous with this weaponry, I have to say. But Liquid reading it well. This time not going aggressive, not giving away too much. At least he's even got the MP9, so he knows the eco's coming. Making sure they don't give much away, and that's a great start once again. Finding an opening pick, looking for the double. Well, he doesn't have to force the issue here. Fall back to the bomb, so that's fine. Establish the crossfires now, and just make sure we keep 5 players alive.
Elige sitting back, trying to use the SMG as best he can to spray down Nico. He'll have success as well with the reload. Could cost him as Rain gets the kill. It also means that JDM is the AWP. This time he can't hit a close shot. Takes him down. That opens up some room to wiggle for Alu. And an AWP in his hands, we know it's threatening. He has the ball. Can't go for the plant yet. Finds one more kill, but thankfully they double up, play together. And in tandem, they will take Alu down to find a third straight round. So we go 3-3. And reasonable money still for Liquid.
Yeah, comes down to a 1v1 though. Certainly not the most comfortable of rounds, but still, they all count. Rain with a decent job there with the PT50. We're going to round number 7. That's great from FaZe though. Sure, they didn't win it, but they keep Liquid very modest now. Liquid, after the reinvestment, they're down to about $0 for 3 or 4 players. You can see Nitro have a little bit more there. Alu back on the AWP. 3 in a row for Liquid. Can we strike back here on the T side? JDM once again hunting towards middle, not falling back just yet. A nice smoke just to hold them at bay, and he can concentrate towards the playground area as well. Comes back for now. In fact, all 3 players from the CT side of that area do decide to go back to the site here. Just Nitro and Twist at B. Kiyoshima, he's on that side of the map by himself. So FaZe, we've seen good defaults from them, good map control. It's the final play to the bomb site. Seems like they leave little time to actually finish it off and get the bomb down successfully. That's been a massive problem. They lose that 1 frag, then they seem a bit panicked. But going towards long, and that's what the CTs have adjusted to. Easy shot for JDM there. Punishes Nico, one of the best players on the FaZe side, and that's a great scalp to take. Fall back once again. They're getting these opening picks consistently, Map.
Rain and Kyo toward Monster Tunnel. Kerrigan will join in as well. So too will Alu. Twist, Nitro, Stan, all in the site. Make that one less good entrance from Kiyoshima to find Twist. Watch the Molotov because he's low enough on HP. That would have taken him down, but Stan does the spray instead. Nitro doesn't even need to get kills. He's just getting assists. 3 HP left for Kiyoshima. And Liquid, good shot from Elise through the wall. Have taken 4 straight rounds, convincing fashion, and they're going to force a timeout from FaZe.
Liquid making FaZe look quite amateur here, I have to say. They seem panicked, and when they lose a first frag, they're running through Molotovs 1 by 1. The communication seems off. This is the FaZe I was describing in the pre-game, the one that looks pretty woeful. They're not kind of working as a unit. The executions aren't there. I expected better from this going into a big game like this, a quarterfinals against a team like Liquid, a team you expect FaZe to almost stomp on paper, but Liquid have looked much better in this tournament. And FaZe, this is a poor showing so far. The gun rounds have not excited me whatsoever. But Liquid, great game plan. Go for that first pick. Show pressure towards a certain position where you know there's going to be tendencies from FaZe towards long, for example. Get that first pick, take down Nico. What an easy frag that was as well. JDM didn't even look flashed. He just had an opening shot. No response there from Nico whatsoever. No refrag potential. They fall back, funnel them towards B. Once again, 20 seconds remaining when they're in their final play. Drop an incendiary. They have to run for a 1 by 1 as well. That desperate play from Alu to try and get a pick back. What was he going to do? No scope while running through fire. Like, wasn't ever going to work out for him. And this is looking very good for Liquid. This is not their map pick, remember. They move on to theirs next, which is Train. And that's where FaZe looked very poor as well. Still very early days. But the gun rounds have not worked out for FaZe. We'll have PT50s, Glocks, and Deagles here. Nico with head armor. A couple of smokes. Maybe just some set pieces off the bat now. Let's just get the bomb down. Let's have some clutch situations. That's where FaZe are going to thrive. We've seen what Nika can do with the AK-47, especially against North yesterday. 4 AK headshots, low HP. That's the kind of Counter-Strike he wants to be playing. Opportunities where CTs are coming towards him.
Molotov getting ready to be thrown toward the stairwell. Cannon goes, flash timing was accurate, but better timing, the Molotov that was thrown by Stanislaw. He sprays down Kerrigan after JDM over toward A. He's got the company. He's got the pressure. One shot found, two missed. Two missed. You might as well kiss it goodbye. It's Elige that'll get Alu down the bomb plant. He's got to spray in. They line up for him, but he can't collect Nico as well. His teammates can do that instead. Careful, Elige. Low on HP. Don't need to give yourself up. His teammates will trade off of it, however, so they'll find 5 rounds.
Get the bomb down. It's actually looking more promising than the gun rounds have so far. Kerrigan showing a bit of presence there towards B. With the eco as well, you'd assume that everyone's on that side of the map. They take him down, a lot of smokes and flashbangs deployed as well. They actually pulled some rotations over towards B at that point as well. Back towards A, just JDM there. He gets one shot, he buys just enough time there. Bomb goes down for FaZe. There was a little bit of a glimmer of hope there, I would say, but ultimately another comfortable round for Liquid. Dropped 2 players, but at this stage, that's 5 rounds in a row for FaZe. The bomb going down as well. Great money. Maximum loss bonus, $3,400 per player, and the bonus of $800 as well. Round number 9. What's the adaptation here from FaZe? I want to see something just off the bat. Let's just get the confidence up. Stick as a 5-man unit, deploy the smokes, and his defaults just look uninspired right now. Much faster play in terms of the flashbangs used at the start. Rain and Nico sticking together, and they get the first frag through the smoke, but it all counts. And it's going to be a little wall bang as well, but Elige fighting back from the connector there. Finds Rain once again. Does he want to challenge anymore? Surely not. He knows Nico's on the other side. Things do subside here, and it's going to be 4 and 4. Kerrigan with the bomb, waiting in the connector position as well. 2 CTs on the other side. They could challenge him together, and if they take him down, that's a massive benefit for the CT side.
Neo down as he walks in through the short pipe. Nitro gets Alu, so another gun round, another one gone. 4 players stay alive for Liquid as well. 6-3. This is looking really grim. That shake of the head says it all. They don't look like they have any idea what they want to accomplish. No direction. The
defaults aren't working. They're not working as a unit right now. Let's just do the set pieces now. Get the strategy book out. Take a timeout perhaps as well. I'm not sure why Robin hasn't called that as of yet. These gun rounds are grim. Liquid just seem like they're out-fragging them and out-positioning them as well. Great game plan on the CT side. After losing the pistol nurse as well with a 3-0, they're running away with this game. This looks like what I've suggested. Stick 5 men towards the B side of the map. Let's just get smoke deployed fast through the monster tunnel as well. Here we go. It's up to Twisto, spraying 2 down. Make it 3! Twist lights them up and he takes down the FaZe clan. That's another round in their favor. And he wants more of this as well as he pushes through the smoke. An absolute bloodbath from the B side. Nico fighting back slightly, but I don't think it's going to be enough.
Flash over. Nico tries to find a better angle. Twist will go down to cover off the bomb at Monster. Molotov to the ramp. But no entry just yet. Smokes in front. Nico and Alu. Nico's been quiet again in this game, by the way. We mentioned that the other day. This game in particular, he does find his way up to 7 and 7, so I take that back. He has caught his teammates, but he hasn't had the impact that we normally see from him. He had a slow start in the first 3 rounds as well, but this round, I'd say, is looking grim. 56 seconds. There's time to work with, but they almost have to be perfect on their entry. If they get a kill on Twist, who's low enough on the HP, perhaps there's something in it, but look at the stack around that bomb.
They've got 1 smoke to work with a flashbang as well. That was another desperate round for them. Going for the simple play, the contact, but pushing through the smoke like that. Twist doesn't even have to aim. Full crouch spray with the AK. Lovely work by him, but FaZe just not showing up so far. Alu and Nico remain. No orb for Alu, but Nico alive with the AK-47. Needs to find his opening kill. You know he's probably going to get it. 20 seconds remaining now with Stanislaw. The perfect timing and JDM to finish things off as well. Another clinical round from Liquid. FaZe just don't seem to have an answer right now. Where's the real execution? Where's the tactics here? It's just another contact play. We call that. I thought they were going to go for the set piece, but look at this play. Through the smoke, they're flashed as well. He's not even blind Twist. He shouldn't be able to be given that sort of freedom. I thought he was just crouch spraying fully blind, but that's way too easy for him. And as I said earlier, FaZe being made to look like an amateur team against Liquid right now. This is not good enough. And we go into round number 11. Scout out for Nico. Deagles as well. Another partial buy. Gonna have to take this one on the chin. They did get the bomb down with Deagles before. Probably the most promising mid-round we've had so far. Like, that's the first time I can really imagine them actually getting into a 1v1 and having a chance of winning it since the pistol. You'd think with this sort of scoreline, you think Liquid must have come up trumps in some of the clutches and won some big rounds. Hasn't they? Every round's looked quite convincing. Yeah, 7 in a row now that the guns have started to be a factor in this game. Scout for Nico and Deagles for everybody else. Best of luck to you, FaZe. Yeah.
keep in mind that this creates, we always talk about it, the reset potential. Push up for JDM, he's going to get aggressive off spawn, had a decent one, doesn't go for the bench jump. No smoke down low, so he doesn't need the elevation to see above it. He'll back off the safe route instead, and Alu will push up long aggressively. It's fine for now, he can have the position. They don't have a whole lot to work with in terms of firepower. They do indeed have 2 smokes, however. They could go for a fast play and a plant to follow it. Nico gets ever closer. Ooh, to JDM. Good shot on the scout.
Here we go.
JDM down early. Here we go indeed, because Ali's just going to put himself in an awkward position pushing out from bathrooms. They're already inside behind him. They could easily swing and catch him off. He needs a teammate. He needs Stanislaw to defend him, or he needs to take the fight himself. Goes back to try and do so. They're getting damage. The shoulder peaks already. He's got to be careful of his reload. As Rain goes down to 12, they get it closer. Stan, good fight to long, gives Elise the confidence that he's covered off and therefore can push to take down Rain as Nico still on the scout once more, but it's Kerrigan and Keo that find kills. This is suddenly working out. They've used the utility to get in the sight. Kerrigan's picked up the AWP, and they know exactly where the last remaining member, of Liquid is. Twist as he tries to flank back in, but they're all going to have eyes on him. Shot from the scout does not land. Down to 71 as he gets tagged through the wall instead. Kerrigan, AWP, 15 HP. Sitting duck as the flash lands. Nico and Keo are going to play side by side, and Molotov has gone out toward long. Flashes toward the back stairs. He has no idea they're also in the bathrooms. He's going to check it, surely, as he goes one way and then looks back, spots them at long, knows they're there, has to tap and take the fight. 1 HP. 1 HP is not enough. They win it with pistols and a scout. Nico gets the first and final kill.
So after going up 3-0, the only rounds they've looked convincing in is rounds they've had pistols and 1 scout. That's it. Great opening shot, but this is what we need to see more of in the actual gun rounds. Why are we not seeing them look like they want to take duels? Why are they so tentative at the very start? Caged almost. And they've got to start realizing, okay, if we're getting all these kills and getting the bomb down and pistols, why don't we have that sort of play style? Others having no respect Counter-Strike, getting their grills and actually managing to take duels. They've looked way too kind of passive on the T side. It's not what we've come to expect of FaZe. They're the team that knows they can out-aim every player in the world. Why have we not seen it yet? I think that's the call at this point as well. We can see them getting back towards middle. JDM trying to get this first pick as he waits towards the bathrooms. Nothing given away just yet. Another smoke deployed. And he can get control of the party position, potentially towards long as well. JDM falls back, holds a different line. Ali back with the AWP, but pretty quiet game from him so far. JDM looks like the much stronger AWPer, I have to say.
Well, stronger or not, it's JDM pushing up 1 of 2 AWPs. Nitro with the other one is also on A, so they're going to double up not only on the map, but on the A site specifically.
Great setup.
You have been a fan of that in the past.
Yeah.
I used to like the second op going to Monster, but it's a timing and it's utility-based.
It means you can have 3 players on the B side, right? Everything's covered, so you can have that AWP turret looking towards middle and bathrooms and long. Speak for itself. Look at that range. Trying to get that first pick and staying alive as well. Fall back to bank if you have to. 3 players on B, holding off the executions. This is a really comfortable place to be on the CT side.
Alu, you've got to jump before the end of the bench if you're going to jump up
him
there. Good thing he checks it, because if he had jumped up, he would have been in the open. Nitro, not sure which way to peek. Knows there's flashes coming in. Quick shot, spots one close, but better shot to go back the other way. Nails Kerrigan as they bring over JDM into the denial of the default spot. Nitro could see the gun barrel, didn't want to peek, but he gets found first from the players walking in at main. And inside of the smoke, they back off. Stan takes the angle instead because JDM's gone down. It's all the rifles to try and retake. Good shot from Stan, bounced back by Rain. Just 2 remaining for Liquid. 1 kit for Twist. There's another down by the truck where Stan perished. You can see it to the right of Rain, who goes back to his left to find Elise. Twist immediately in front, does at least get him back. But a 1 versus 2 default setup, and Alu still on an AWP is going to be a problem as Twist goes over to his left to get ever closer. He's got a little bit of time to work with the kit picked up, but he's going to get kills quick enough to pull out Alu, and I'd say that opportunity is gone. AK instead, and head for the hills, or better still, the AWP.
Couldn't save it. Kiyashima takes him down. That's much better from FaZe. You could see, I said, that double AWP setup, that can be very strong indeed, but unraveled there by FaZe, managing to get the smokes finally at full execution. The wall of smokes, unless they hit the initial AWP shots there. Nitro gets 1, but JDM, almost non-existent in that round, fell back behind the smokes. Calls for the rifles to come over, it was too much. The bomb was already planted, and this is looking much better from FaZe now. Posting 5 rounds, and Liquid down to the pistols here. So finally, FaZe do manage to break them. We go to round number 13, the closing stages of the first half now here, but it looks like Liquid will who are looking to get aggressive potentially here. They push off towards short at the very start of the CZ, but Molotov'd out. 4-man stack and Elige in the connector as well. So in terms of grenades, nothing to work. We can't flash over and trying to find the first pick. It's going to come down to potentially lucky timings here. They go short now. Nothing there to begin with. We do have Kiyoshima, Alu and Rain with the bomb on the other side as well, but Pistols can't really justify pushing through Monster or short just yet.
Stan will cop damage from the nade. FaZe have fought their way back in after winning with Pistols and a Scout. They start to look more formidable. It's 2 rounds in a row. And they break Liquid down that quickly. Oh, Kerrigan finding Elige. Good shot as he tries to sneak up behind them. Nitro goes back out toward the construction area, and Kiyoshima's also going to be staring that down. If anyone dare try and walk through the short pipe, he's ready with the AK. Good shot. Second one followed up. Alu and Rain together. Kio's left that position to go into the B site, but Nico's the one to find Twist instead, so it's within 1 round. And Liquid, remember as well, they went to the double op set. First time. That means they invested heavily that particular round, and it's definitely catching up with them now.
Certainly is. Having a look at the buy coming in for round number 14 here. JDM has the AWP, but they don't have a single kit on the team. In terms of incendiaries as well, very important for the B side of the map, especially for those final executions. None of those to work with. So I think back to aggression here for the CT side. Standard still goes connector. Elige, JDM as well, pushing in the same position. A bit of a trifecta coming in as well. JDM looking to get aggro from his teammates in the middle. Then he'll take the base. Here he comes, looking towards playground as well. He is going to have an opportunity opportunity to get his first shot, nails it as well, but Nico, he answers back at the same time. Ali dropping and Alu chiming in as well. This is looking much better now for FaZe. Their patience and the aggression apparently from Alu as well working out. This will be a 4-on-2, and he's got full control of the B bomb site. JDM is standing still towards middle. Surely a guaranteed round at this point for FaZe.
JDM searching everywhere with an AWP up close. I love how quickly he scans it.
Bomb has been
Rain. And the shot on Stan at lower, but won't necessarily discourage JDM from trying to find further kills. He hits one more on Rain. They'll know exactly where he is. Alu as well is a factor in the fact that he's slipping up bathrooms to try and get in behind JDM. Nico's got the ladder. They literally have him in a cage at this point in time. He has no way out. All 3 exit points covered off.
Yeah, he's
and they'll just leave him. Ooh,
hello.
To contain him. He's got a shot up his sleeve, but Keo's got him back. 7-7 FaZe. Now they've awoken.
That's better. That's what we wanted to see, though. Is that there seemed to be too much respect for the Liquid guys here from FaZe. Ali just running up short now with the AWP, finding AWP shots and shutting down the round. Nice work from JDM to kick things off, but decent replies from FaZe, assertive plays towards that B-bomb side, especially. We're going to round number 15. I can't believe I'm saying this. From what I've seen so far, I didn't feel like FaZe would actually get back into this game from what I saw in the gun rounds, but could actually win in round number 15 here. 8-7, very likely considering the weak buy from Liquid here. Scout for JDM, MP9s and UMPs out as well. Alige with the only real rifle here. He's got the FAMAS. No kits, few smokes to work with, Alige with no nades whatsoever. Surely FaZe will be reading the situation and just sticking together, going towards long nice and quick here. They know the orb's almost impossible for JDM. Bombs there as well. Nico holding the playground position once again. Firing through the smoke, trying to find that first frag.
Alu's going to wait behind the rock as Kerrigan gets up closer to the flowers. Entry point from Keo is accurate. Crosshair placement looked to be there, but it was a fraction too high as Twist slipped underneath of it by backing up a step. WP still in play, though. Alu's going to try and use it. Try and get much closer toward the A site. Peeks toward bank, no one there just yet. Alige and JDM have gone out to the front of bathrooms instead.
Time ticking away. This was the problem for FaZe before, but that's not a problem at all. Alu takes down JDM, open things up. He only had to scout, takes damage in return, but looking to get a few more here. Samuel takes him down with an MP9, and this could be a problem now. FaZe coming towards the A bomb side from long.
Potentially overextended Alu, however, he doesn't mind going down because his teammates are going in long. He could call for them. They're able to push into the site immediately, turn their attention back to the direction by which their teammate was killed, and find the response. Good shot from Twist. We aren't done yet. It's a close round. Still 20 HP. Kerrigan, he says we're done. He says 8 rounds is what they get. And yes, Liquid fans, I'm afraid things turned quite quickly in that half. A pistol, or rather 4 pistols and a scout, leads to a string of 5 rounds for FaZe.
Somehow they get back into it. They seemed overwhelmed. The gun rounds were uninspired, but yes, they turn it around after breaking the economy of Liquid as well. FaZe managed to find some lack of respect counter-strike, get in their grills, start hitting the shots and the clutches as well. Liquid still in this, but that's a disappointing finish. We're going to take a quick break and see if they can come back in the second half.
Well, we start off, there you go, good little graphic for you on Overpass. FaZe pull it back, they won the pistol, they won 3 rounds. We thought, all right, this is decent, and then Liquid battered them for 7 in a row, only to have the momentum come to a screeching halt.
Yeah, it was a really strange half in that respect. I didn't expect FaZe to get back into it, but their deagle rounds actually looked better than the gun rounds at points as well. They win one of those, breaks the money of Liquid at that point, and they get 5 in a row towards the end. So they made up for their errors, and they do win the half, and this is their map pick. You'd expect them to run away with it, but still, we do have a game on our hands. We're going to half number 2 here, of course. Liquid on the T side, and kicking things off in style as Elise. He finds Alu very quickly indeed, but Rain fighting back along, trying to do what he can here, tapping their heads away. The bomb is dropped as he finds 2 frags. Can he find the third? Indeed he can. Rain doing a fantastic job there towards long. That should be the round now. It's up to Twist and Stanislaw to try and recover.
Rain to watch if anyone will push back around the corner. Trying this guy. Stan gets a lot closer. He nearly had a chance to get the shot before Rain had turned back around, but he certainly did, and he certainly made good of it. It's down to just Twist. He will at least find Rain, get the bomb back potentially. He's got to find Kerrigan. And from range, the USP always wins. It does again. FaZe now get round number 9. Second straight pistol in this game.
Here are the odds going into this game, as you can see, provided by Betway. FaZe, the heavy favourites, I would say, looking about that, but I would say that's maybe a bit of a disparity. I think Liquid have a tighter chance than that, and we'll see whether they can pull through. FaZe looking very good in that pistol run, I have to say. Rain especially. There's to be a bit of a USP master, finds 4 headshots, bit of a brawl there, but he comes out on top, of course. And will be Liquid with the 4 spy across the board here. All 5 players getting head armor as well. They're going for an execution here, presumably towards B from what I can see, setting up. 2 smokes to work with, used towards a bomb site and probably heaven as well. They'll be in a default finality. If any CT aggression coming in at the very start of the round. It's currently 9-7. Liquid after losing the pistol. Trying to do what they can now. Very quiet. Just hoping a CT makes a mistake. A little bit of damage done towards Kiyoshima there. Not much. So CTs will at least be aware that the 4 spy has come in this second round. That might seem obvious, but we have seen a variation of approaches here, going full eco on the second round, no bomb, and you get Galil's out in the third round. That was quite a cool idea. I think it was G2 that's been doing that recently and having great success with it. So it's always good to get that intel at the start. Certainly worth taking a couple of risks as to work out what kind of buy they have.
Twist still waiting outside of Monster, smoked off. Nico's staring it down, but they have pistols, keep in mind. Both sites, when you arrive, are easy enough to get the plant down in terms of how close the plant position is to the entry. The problem is that A is a lot more open, so the pistols are more viable toward B. And it looks like construction is exactly where they'll set up to try and do so. 2 smokes in play. Definitely going to be a factor on the entry. Nico and Keo, the only 2 directly in the site, is Kerrigan as well as in the window looking down from above. One of the smokes could go his direction, or will it be the wall on the site itself to try and get a fast plant? So far, none thrown, and Nico's already got a shot. Goes back down to try and get a liege inside of Monster, but won't be able to do so. The Tech 9 prevails as they should do. Running and gunning as they are. A liege with 3 kills. Nitro gets one in the mix, and Rain suddenly in a 1 versus 4 is spraying relentlessly, but can't find the targets he's looking for. 12 HP for Twist, 10 for Elige, and Rain repositions. And very likely is going to back off. Watch the low HP jumping around inside of the site, though, if he finds them quick enough. Jeez, got 1 bullet on 3 of them. He could still go on this, but it's looking less and less likely.
No care, I think he has to back out of this. But what a round from Liquid after losing the pistol. It's a bit of a risk for all 5 players, especially to go all in that buy. Normally Orpa would take a bit of a more modest approach, but a couple of smokes, one of which failed as well. So they had 1 smoke in heaven, and a smoke that was designed to get the left-handed bomb site actually landed on the roof. A misthrown smoke, and you know what? It actually works out for Liquid, because Elite wouldn't have had that vision on the CT entrance with that smoke deployed. He manages to get 3 in total, so that's so funny, isn't it? The fact that they missed for a smoke, it actually works in their favour. But can't argue with the results. Probably a bit mad at the time when they saw it. They thought, actually gave us 3 kills. So have a look at this now. You see the smoke on the roof as he turned round.
Smart on Elige to at least consider it.
Look
There
at
you go.
that.
Yeah, it's on the roof directly above them.
He wouldn't have got that frag.
At least he checks it and recognizes that fast enough, because a lot of times people will walk in and just get battered in that sense. So this time, despite not winning the first half pistol, they respond on the eco. We go 9-8. Rain still saving the M4, will carry it over, but it's JDM that's picked up the FAMAS. It's JDM that's picked up a lot of damage early on in this round. Spraying down already to 3.
Full commitment from FaZe as well. One of those games. We have a saved M4 and head armor. 4 players. CZs as well with the 5.7s. Nico with the Deagle. Probably one of the best users of that weapon in the world right now. We'll see what he can do. JDM goes down to 3 HP. Liquid need to be very careful here. SMGs primarily. A FAMAS and an AK chucked in there as well. Stanistorp, the first to investigate towards middle. His teammates have already cleared out connector. Is he feeling brave? Does he want to walk into that bathroom position? Not yet, it seems. Just wants to get as close to the side as he possibly can.
Keep an eye on Rain. He's the one with the M4. And he's got a chance to maybe catch them off. If only they could slow them down in bathrooms somehow. JDM's gone back to find him. He's on 3 HP, so he should go down. If he does, it'll at least signal the rest of the troops that, yes, in fact, Rain is that position. We know where the M4 is, and his element of surprise would be gone. Oh, he's going to go and spot JDM. Immediately takes him.
There we go.
This is the response, though. Twist already looking this direction. Rain's going to try and spot him behind the fountain. Manages it. Chance in this as Elise turns around. That's exactly what we expected, but so many kills already. And Kerrigan following it up means Elise and Nitro are now the ones in the hot seat. Bomb planted. It's only Nitro remaining. It's a reverse play on the eco from FaZe. And Nitro down by Nico. It goes back the other way. 10-8, and the money is in the favor of the European side.
Finally, we're seeing some of these star power plays from the likes of Rain. He had 1 rifle going into that round, some CZs as well, a full force fire in return, and it shuts down Liquid. Coming from the playground position, a full flank there, gets 2 frags, and the CZs, they managed to capitalize there with the aggression taken away. Great job overall by FaZe, only dropping 1 player as well, turning this game around, but the bomb gets planted back. Probably see another force fire in response. This is the kind of half we do love and hate to see at the same time. It's frustrating, but still can lead to very exciting Counter-Strike. Here it comes. AK-47, Tech-9s, and JDM has the orb. Glass cannon, meaning he has no armor. Very fragile. We'll see if he can step up here.
3 smokes go with it, and we know that the T side, you can get away with a little more in these particular halves when they go back and forth and the economy is so fragile because of the bomb plants. So keep that in mind as well with those 3 smokes, but it's FaZe that certainly could capitalize by breaking Liquid right now. Molotov down already at short tunnel. Twist, he's going to push through it.